Weather starts now with meteorologist Eric Johnson.
Good morning. Temperatures have been hovering right around 60 degrees to start out our day in Great Falls, so pretty mild, and we're on track to warm back into the 80s for today, which is a good 10 degrees above average. Looking live from that Great Falls Clinic iCam, and over in Helena will likely top out in the 70s today after 2 days into the 90s the last couple of days. Now, we also did see a couple of severe thunderstorms. There was one in Glacier County and then another one that moved from Judith Basin into Fergus County. This photo was taken over in Browning, where we saw about ½ inch in diameter hail, and that's going to be a possibility again for this afternoon, with potentially a storm or two turning severe. Now, we're also seeing some pretty strong winds on the high line, sustained winds between about 10 and 25 miles an hour right now, gusting to 36 miles an hour in Havre and 34 miles an hour in Glasgow. We'll continue to see the possibility of those gusts over 30 miles an hour through today. And we're starting to get under a southwest flow, which is going to bring in more moisture over the next couple of days. So including for tonight, we're going to see more of a chance of some heavier rain with these thunderstorms. You can see most of the morning's going to be dry. By about lunchtime, we'll start to see some of those showers and thunderstorms developing in central Montana, and then those will be with us through a good portion of the evening. Temperatures into the 70s, falling towards the 60s by about 7 o'clock, with some of that rain and those thunderstorms moving into Helena. Now, as we move into the overnight, we're going to see a stronger system moving through. That's going to keep the chance of some rain and thunderstorms throughout tonight into Thursday morning. So it's going to be a very wet start to the day, especially for areas to the east of I-15, and then those storm chances will drop off throughout the day Thursday, just looking at a couple of isolated showers and storms throughout the afternoon. But for today, here's that severe risk shaded in dark green. We do still run the risk of some gusty winds and some large hail with some of those storms, as well as some lightning. And then we'll kind of lose that severe risk tomorrow, and then it returns on Friday, and we could actually see some stronger storms. The yellow area, that's where we have a slight risk of severe storms. And then for the rest of us here in central Montana, that's still a level 1 risk. But today we're starting to see some of those showers developing over the next couple of hours. They'll push up towards Helena by about 2 to 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then moving into central Montana through the rest of the afternoon into this evening. So if you're headed out for that evening walk, just keep an eye on the radar. We'll be looking at some of those showers with us. And then throughout the overnight, we're looking at areas of rain around. There will be some pockets of moderate to heavy rain. I think Havre will get some good rain out of this system, and then into tomorrow afternoon we'll just see some isolated pop-up showers and storms, but overall about 1/10 of an inch to as much as 1/2 inch, maybe even 3/4 of an inch of rain under some of those heavier showers and storms that form today into tonight. Also tracking some pretty gusty winds, as I mentioned today, for the high line and into eastern Montana, where we could see some gusts of about 30 to 40 miles an hour through today. And of course, those wind gusts could be stronger in some of those storms that do form this afternoon. Temperatures into the 70s for most of us, so we're much cooler than how we started this week. And we'll start to see those storms developing during the evening, with a few spots getting into the lower 80s for today. We'll be mostly dry on the high line, but late in the day, we'll start to see those showers developing. But very windy conditions, and also some wildfire smoke moving through. Temperatures dropping into the 70s the next couple of days, staying cool with those scattered showers and storms this Father's Day weekend, and a pretty active weather setup for Helena over the next 7 days.